my name is Charlene Tsoodle Marcus. I am running for a Magistrate Court Judge for Division II in Taos County. I know many of you will not be able to vote for me, but I know many of you can provide the necessary needs that I might have for my campaign. So today, I realize that we're in a time that is very difficult. We're in a crisis. But it requires us to go back to our grassroots, where the great ones before us picked up and went on after all types of crisis. They collaborated to fix things, and they fixed everything that was broken. They rose to the need to help our children to go forward, and that's what we need to do as well. So now, this is our calling. What can we do? What did they do? And we can congratulate ourselves for adapting to so many changes in our past. All of us, as races, we have adapted to many changes in our past. Some were not good and some were great. But we need to go on because we always get along with change. One of the biggest changes that I saw this year was that Native Americans were all getting involved in becoming a leader and being involved in elections. I love that. This is the time to really think about who our leaders are going to be. You know that by what we're going through right now, that it's important that we pick the leaders that we want, that we pick people who aren't going to hurt us, but are going to help us, and that we look forward to these primaries in June 2nd. Those are going to go on regardless. They might be postponed, but they're going to go on. And the need for leadership is going to go on. And we need to go on. And in picking our leadership, we need to be very careful with who we pick, because it's important for that person to be able to lead us into the future as our great ones led us. So now that we're in that position, I wanted to tell you about myself, because you don't know very much about me. I'm Charlene Tsoodle Marcus. I'm half Taos and half Kiowa. During the early days, when we were young, the rule was that you could not be enrolled with your mother. You had to be enrolled with your father. So I am enrolled with the Kiowa tribe. However, anywhere I was, I put out my hands to help. I've been in various other programs. I was the chairman of the 8 Northern Pueblos housing when it first started. I was the one that brought the initiative of housing to Taos Pueblo, to where they could run it themselves, and they did, and they're doing a fine job with that. Also, I developed police departments throughout the northern Pueblos to bring to them some of the funds that were out there during the LEA funding phase, where we were able to write grants and develop courts, police, and correctional facilities. And I was a part of that as well, because I was the one that had to go out there and develop those grants. Also, I went ahead and was the Indian Justice Specialist for the state of New Mexico. Some people might say that that was an Indian token, but to me it wasn't. I was very proud to be asked about our people and to be able to talk about them, and was able to reach 4 states and was able to continue to upgrade the criminal justice system. What about the criminal justice system now? As we look at it, we know it's broken. We know it has to be fixed. Police, courts, corrections, and prevention. We know that some of the old tactics that we used to do are not working anymore. We know that our ideas of rehabilitation are not there anymore. We tried, and I think we're still trying. But I think science and sociology needs to come together to where they start to work with each other and start to use these different methods of preventing crime and reducing crime. Because it's not only our sociological upbringing that has caused this to be as we are, it's also been biological. And we can stop a lot of things before they happen. I believe in prevention. I truly, truly believe in prevention. It's less costly and it's not crisis oriented. It's very much the most credible way to approach a problem. One of the things that I look at is in childbirth. Scientists are already telling us the problems with mothers that are carrying children, the fetus, how precious it is, and how much we affect it by what we have, what we intake, our diet, our smoking, our drinking, our misuse of drugs, how it affects the fetus, how the fetus cannot develop under those kind of conditions. That's a prevention that's needed. And we don't need to spend 20 minutes with a pregnant woman. We need to spend a lot more time doing that. And also in the area of biological needs, there needs to be more therapy for a lot of people who are going through anxiety and various other kinds of problems that we never knew about. Now we can put science and we can put sociology together to develop new methods of reducing crime, and also to be at the preventative stages. You're more able to help your community at the prevention level. And I really believe in that. Today I sit before you not only to tell you about myself, but also to ask you for support. My father always raised me, he always said, be sure that you make enough money to support yourself. Yes, I have. I never needed anyone till now. Now I need all of you to put me in this position where I can lead and I can use the knowledge that I have to go forward and take us to new levels. At this time, I'm asking for funding. I need newspaper advertisement. It's going to cost me $1,139 just for 3 advertisements in the Taos News. I'm asking you to help me with that. I'm also asking you also to help me with signs that I can put up. One of the major things I said before is this. Native Americans are going all out to become your leaders. Let's help them. Let's help them make it through that. Let's support them in which way we can. We can't vote. You're out of state maybe, but you can help me financially and donate to the committee to elect Charlene Tsoodle for Magistrate Judge Division II. Shirley Lujan is my treasurer. She will be able to assist you with that. My email address is ctsoodlemarcus47@gmail.com. And my phone number is 575-779-0693. Help your sister to get where she needs to get by donations or by you voting in the June 2nd primaries. I need your vote. And I will be the inspiration for all the young Native Americans that are out there. I'm really worried about them. Why? Because I find that many of them are not registered. They have not registered themselves in the elections. They're not concerned. Don't worry, I was the same way. But now that we need each other in these times, as you can see, we need to go to the polls on January 2nd, or if it's postponed, later. And let's make our decisions